Welcome to Excel. Today we'll talk about Eomonth formula in Excel. Eomonth refers to the end of the month. So as the formula suggests, if we want to know the end of the month on any specific date, we will use the Eomonth formula. The Eomonth refers to the end of the month. And what the syntax of this is Eomonth is equal to Eomonth, and it takes two arguments as a parenthesis. One is the start date and other is the month. So let's see what is exactly this EO, how it works. Now the second argument, EO month, is where it changes. You take any start date, any data start date and months. The months can be a zero number in a zero, or it can be a positive number or a negative positive number, or it can be a negative number. When when the month argument is entered as 0, it gives the month, it gives the end of the same month. And when the month argument is is a positive integer, it gives the end of the end of month of future month. And if it is negative, it will give the EO month of the previous month. So so to summarize, we can say that EO month returns the last day of the month, whether it can be in present, future, or past. Let's see if you want to know the how this formula works. Now, here, 3rd January 2021 is the start date, and we have used the formula. We'll double click on this and see what is the formula used. Is equal to Eomonth, and start date is A2, and which is A2 refers to the cell here, and that is the to the cell, and what the cell has, the start date is 3rd January, and you're writing the month 0. So 0 is for that particular month, so it'll give the end of January. So if you want to find out the end of different months, so you can just copy down. We'll do one this again, the formula again, so that it'll be more clear. So open parenthesis, then take the reference cell as the start date, which is A3, and then press 0. So you will get the end of February month. Press enter. So like this, we can get the end of every month that we want. Instead of doing it manually for each and every column, we can just go to the first row of the column and just hold your left mouse button and drag the mouse and label. So the formula gets copied in this way, and you're getting the Eomonth will function, and you will get the result with the end of the month of that particular date. Now we'll go to the other part of this Eomonth. So we'll see how the formula works when we are entering 1 month, 2 months, or in negative numbers, or in for integer as a 0, or if it is in as a decimal number. In the first formula, we have entered like Eomonth. We have taken the formula Eomonth, and we have taken cell E2, which is the date is 1st Feb 26. So then you have given, you wanted the end of the month of after 1 month. One refers to after 1 month you want the Eomonth. So it'll give the end of March month, okay? Because after 1 month we are asking, so it'll give the end of the month of March. So let's see. So we are getting March 26, which is correct. Now we can, if we go to the same date, and if we say that we want to know what's the end of month after 2 months from this date, that is from 1st February 26. So we will enter the formula Eomonth, and open parenthesis, start date, you take this as reference, this cell, and the number of months you want to find out after 2 months, the end of month after 2 months. So press 2 here, and just press enter. Let's see, we are getting April, yeah, 4. So 30/4/2026. So we having April, the April month end, 30/4/2026. Likewise, I've already shown you, like if we do the Eomonth with 0, the month number as 0, taking the reference cell here, the same reference cell, and we'll put 0 here and press enter. Okay, so we got some number here. So don't be confused with what exactly what this number is going to be. It is nothing but the date value part of the date value part of that particular date. So Excel converts uh, the date into date value part whenever it works on days. To convert this date value part, we can just go to the home tab, home, and then home ribbon and open the number format, and then you just go click on the short date. So now we have got 28th February because this is 1st February. So you have entered 0 as your month argument. You will get the February, the end of that same month. And for the next argument, if we'll see, we'll double click on this. We have taken E5 as the start date and -1. You can see that -1 is given. That means -1 means it is in the previous month. So you have to write -1 and we'll see if we are going to get the end of the previous month. So since it is Feb, so we have got it for Jan. Okay. So Jan 30, Jan ends in 31, Jan 2026. So likewise, we'll take -2. So is equal to Eomonth and start date will take the same date, February 26, and then month is we want the end of 2 months before. Okay, end of month of 2 months before. So we'll put -2, -2, and close the parenthesis and then press enter. So we're getting December 2025. Here you can see that year is also changing because if you see, again, we've got the date value part here. So let's go to short date and convert it into the date format. So we have got, if it is -2, we are moving one, see, since it was in Feb and we are moving 2 months before. So the Jan, you're going to go to Jan and then the December, which comes in the previous year, December month. So it's giving the end of December, 31/12/2025. Now we have a decimal number here. No, it is 1.5 months. So do you want to know like how this formula is going to work? Will it work or will it give some error? So let us see. Is equal to equal month, and we'll take the start date as some 15th April, and then we'll put this 1.5 months. Let's take that cell reference. We'll just click on this and just enter the formula. So you've got some date value part. That means this is working. And let's see what the date is. So it is showing for the next month only. So April, and this is May. Sorry, this is May. Uh, we have a small correction here. This one is May. So it'll ignore the 0.5. The decimal will be ignored, and then it'll give the only the next month value. So the end of next month for next month will be May after April, and it'll give 31st May as the result. Now, if it is 12 months, 12 months is equal to if you want to find out the EO month after 12 months, so you give the same formula and take the uh, start date, same start date, and let's put 12 and see what we'll get. So we are getting 27 April. So you're exactly getting the date of April 27 after 12 months. So the same thing it is going to be like, if you take the year month half after 24, right? So if you act for after 24 months, suppose you have a policy that is to be, or EMI loan payment that still has to be paid. And if you want to know the end of the month that your EMI is going to be closed, for that loan payment, and for that you take the start date when you have taken. And if this is a hypothetical situation which I'm explaining, and the for the policy to be completed, the EMI loan to be completed is 24 months. And if you want to know the end of that month, which month it is, so you put 24 and just enter. So you're getting, let's see if you're going to get April 28. Yes, we are getting April 28 here. So that's the result. It's matching with this. So after 2 years, okay, this is after 2 years. Suppose you have a data like this after 5 years now. If your employee or if your some office asks you to calculate the due date for a policy or the maturity date of a policy after 5 years. So you have taken the policy on this particular date and you want to know that what is the maturity date of that policy after 5 years. So you cannot just take this as seller reference. You have to do a small calculation where I'll enter the formula again. So it will write Eomonth and take the start date as this, since it is given and it is 5 years. So we'll write 5. So every year has 12 months. So we'll do multiply it by 12 and then close the parenthesis. Now enter. So we are getting that the policy end date will be where the maturity date will be 34th April 31. So this is how it can be useful in different EO months can be useful when you are doing due dates or loan payment dates or policy dates. There are some tricky things, tricky formulas associated with EO months, where sometimes it is a little bit more um, mathematical type of problem where you're including two formulas to get the result. In this condition, now if you want to return, so here we have taken the current date as today. So formula for today is, since we are recording it, so this is today, since we are recording it on, and just enter this. So we're recording it on 25th 1 2026. So it'll give today's date. So in respect to that date, so if you want to know the last day of the current month is Jan 2026. So what we have entered is, we have entered today and 0. So how we are using two formulas, which I'll show you again here, is equal to E per month. And start date will be today, right? Today's date. So take the today formula, which will give you the today. And then put the comma and for the number of months, because you want for the current month last day, you have to use the 0 and then press enter. So you're getting 31. So for the Jan, which since for the Jan 30, it is 31st, the end of the month. Now the last day of next month. So I've already told you the last day of next month will be like, you have to take again the current day. So now you have the current date. So again you are using the same EO month. Start date is again you take today and write for the next month. So you just add 1 and just press enter. Okay. Now this is the next month, that is okay, that will be in the future. But if you want in the past or the previous month, so again if you want to know the last day of the previous month, use the EO month and today formula and write -1. Okay, so this how you'll get. So since we have taken Jan 26 as our current date, and if you want to know for the previous month, it'll go to the December 2025, and you get the EO month is 31st December 2025. So these are, we want Now we want to know return the first day of the previous month using the Eomonth. Let's see what's the formula written here. So it is Eomonth today minus 2 and plus 1. So why are we adding plus 1? I'll explain it to you shortly. Let's do this formula again so that you understand. So you want the previous month first day. So you're doing minus 2. You have to enter today and then you enter minus 2 and then close the bracket and then put plus 1. Okay, so first thing this the formula inside the bracket will work. So it'll get the EO month of uh, this mo- two of the previous month from the current day, that it will give you this if it is Jan, it'll go to December 2020, Jan 26, so it'll go to December 2025 and November 2025. So if for that, okay, and the November 2025 EO month it will give. So the November is 2025 will be 30/11 uh 2025. So after that you will be adding plus 1. See, so this entire formula is explained in this cells. So here we have broken down the formula. If you can see this, Eomonth today minus 2 and plus 1. So only this, if you're typing only till minus 2, will get this date. Okay, that is before 2 months. What is the end date? So it is the end date is 30/11. So we have entered this today minus 2. So we'll get the 11th month 2025. If you think if you're taking the current month as Jan 2026. Now for that, now we want to find out the first day of previous month. But so you just add, since it is 31, since it is just 30 of December 2025, if you add 1 day, it becomes the first day of the previous month. So so what we have done in this cell is, in cell number D19, we have taken C19 as the reference cell is equal to C19 plus 1. So that will give you 1st December 2025. Okay, so this is how the formula works. So we can also see what is the first day of the next month. Suppose this month is Jan, the current month, and the first day of next month will be 1st February. Now, how do we come to this formula? So we'll look at the formula again. We are using EO1 as well as today formula, and in the month argument we'll enter 0. So it will give the current month uh, end of the month of current month, right? So it will give what? So year month, today, and 0. So we are breaking the formula into two parts to explain this formula better. So if you can see this formula today, so we are going to do this formula till here in this cell, and then we'll do the remaining adding the plus 1 in the other in this part of the cell to tell you how this formula works. So if you see this year month today, comma 0. So we have entered till here in this cell and we'll get, so when it is the current month is Jan 2026, we will get the result as 31. The end of the month is 31 Jan 2026. For this one, if you add, now take the cell as reference, and if you can see C20 plus 1. So we have taken the cell as reference and we have added plus 1 here. So that will give you the next day, right? So that will be the first day of next month. After 31st Jan, it will be 1st Feb 2026. So you will get 1st Feb 2026. So this is how the formula works. Now let's see how the formula works to return the first day of the current month. So double click on this. So we have entered EO month today and we have entered minus 1. So the first part of the formula is Eomonth today and minus 1. And then we have added out after the parenthesis, we have added plus 1. So let's see how this formula works in this cell. So the first part is Eomonth today and minus 1, which we had taken the same thing here. So minus 1 will give you the end of the month of previous month. So from Jan, if you go into the previous month, Jan 26, you will go to December 2025. And the end of that month will be 31 December 2025. So let's see. Okay, yeah, we have 31 December. Now for this cell, now you take this cell, okay, this C21, that is, we are taking this cell as the reference, and then we are adding one day and to that, so it will become 31/12/25. So the year will change, adding one day will change the year, so we'll get 1 January 2026. So there is a lot that you can do with Eomonth using today and with other different formulas as well. Well, we'll see some real world examples where the Eomonth formula is used. Now there is a here we can see loan payment due dates. Suppose I've already explained you a bit. Now you have some loan payments that are due on the last day of each month. If your first day of payment is 15 Jan 2026, you can calculate the due date for next month. How do you calculate that? So you take year month, what is taken here, 15th Jan 2026. You can see this year month and this 15th Jan 2026 is entered. And you want the due date of next month. So if you want the due date of next month, so you have to add one here. Next month is plus one, you have to add one. So you will get the end of year month of the next month. So let's click on this. So it is 28 Feb 2026. The result is the same. Now there is again a project deadline that we have to do here. Okay, a project starts on 10 March 2026 and you're the head of the project, the IT head of the project, and you want the project's deadline was to be is given as after, after the end of 3 months from this 10th March 2026. So you want to know what is the exact date. So you take 10th March year month and 10th March 2026. So you can enter the date directly also instead of referring the cell, or you can also use referring the cell. So here we have used directly the date, but the date has to be entered in the punctuation marks, and then we have entered after 3 months later. So we have written 3 months. So let's see what is the end date. Sorry, let's see what's the end date. Press enter. So we are getting 30 June. So it's matching with the result. So this is how you find out the project deadlines or the payment due dates or the maturity dates of policy, the end of the month, using the end of the month. In the similar way, if you want to find the payroll for April 2026, so that is in the same month, right? So same month you take 0 as a value, as I've already mentioned. You write the EO month and take the 1st April 2026 and then write 0. It'll give you the EO month of the current month. And financial reporting, we have a small, every financial reporting has 4 quarters, and each quarter is of 3 months. Now, for Jan 1, 2026, which is quarter one, you want to know the end date, quarter end date. So, when you do the financial report, you have to submit on the quarter end date. So, how will you know this? So, you take Jan 1, 2026 as your start date, and then end date will be 3 months after this. So we'll enter 1 Jan 2026, but you're not going to enter 3 here. We're going to enter 2. Why? Why are we entering 2? It's like if you calculate from 0, 0 will give current month, 1 will give you for the next month, and 2 will give you for the third month. So there's some format. Let's change the format here. So for 0, it's the current month, but we want at the end of quarter end is equal to 3 months. So you will enter the month number as 0. So there is a small glitch here. Please bear with me. Okay, this one, let's clear the formatting. So 1, 0, 1, and 2. So you have to enter 2 if you want to know the third month. It's not you are entering the third month. The always the count starts from zero. Whenever you are and starting the EO month, for the current month it is zero. For the next month it is one. For the next 3 months means you have to write two. For the next 4 months means you have to enter three. So it's always one number less. So this is how you arrive at okay 31st March 2026. That is how you prepare the quarter end date for the financial reporting where you have to do on that date. Now, employee payroll. Suppose you have an you're working as a manager in a bank and you have to pay the employee payroll is processed on the last day of each month and you have to automate your uh, payment process to the last day of each month and you want to know the last day of each month. Now, how will you uh, come to know like which is whether it's 31 or 30 of for each month of that year. So how exactly can we do this calculation in a much easier way? So for an employee who has joined on 21 2026, we can take any date basically, but we have taken the first day of first January month 2026. So for the last day of that month will be 31st. So what we have entered here is, so double click on this and see the formula. So EO month, A83 sequence 12, 1, 0 and 1. This formula seems to be intimidating, but this is quite a simple formula. EO month and A83 refers to the start date here. So that is clarified. Now in the months part, we have entered a formula to get sequence of dates. So because we wanted the dates of all the months, that is the EO months of all months till 12. So that means we have to enter data in 12 rows. So the first part of the document is we are entering 12 rows. We want the dates in 12 rows for the 12 months, and then you want to enter in one column only. So this dates you have entered in one column. And why are you taking a zero? Well, I've already mentioned you, if you want to know the end of current month, the start will always be zero. Okay, and if you write one, otherwise if you change one, it'll give an answer of February. So let's see if we change the start as one. And what is the step is like how many leaps how many folds it has to uh, give the sequence. So it's 2 fold, 3 4 or single fold. So you write the step as one. Now instead of zero I have here, before I use zero, but now I am using the first one as a number, and we want to find out, okay, the month of Jan. Is it possible? Let's see if it is possible. Because here we are taking Jan as a start date, and in the sequence, if we are starting from 1, so then, and we press enter, we're getting the last day of February, 28th February, because we have entered for the next month. The start will always be for EO month. If you want to know the EO month of the current month, you should always enter 0. So 0 is entered, then you will get the end of that month. Okay, sorry, there's some problem here. Let's see what exactly this is. 0. Let's put 0. Enter. I think that we have missed something here. Yeah, we have deleted the column number. So that's why it's giving a calculation error. We have missed one argument. So rows is 12, column is 1, 0 is a starting month, and 1 is a stepwise that you want to increase the month-wise that you want to increase. And press enter. So the formula gets automatically copied down here, and you get the end of all the months from Jan 31 to December 31, 12, 2026. So this is how you can automate your payroll for the employees on the last day of each month by finding out this formula. So coming back to sequence formula, let's explain this. If you don't know, please go through the sequence formula. And if you already know the sequence formula, you can skip this. So let's see what's the formula here. Sequence is equal to, we have taken this. 1/1/2026. So what we have done is we have taken 12 rows, 1 and 20, and we have taken a date in the starting and then a step. So let's see, let's again see, let's log this. Okay, so this is E1, not E1, sorry, it is 1. The step is 1. You have to want to increase it by 1. So just, so you've got dates from 1 to 12 of 2026. So how do you get the dates instead of manually typing it? Suppose I want a sequence of February month till the end. Okay, now I want till the end of February month. So if I want to get the dates of February month, sequence, enter the sequence here, formula, open the parenthesis. Now rows again, how many rows for a month? Okay, for February it is going to be 29 or 28. So we'll give it as 28, the number of rows, and columns will be 1. You want the entire data to come in one column, and the start sequence of the starting step will be 1. Here, why are we taking 1? Sorry, why are we not taking 0? Because here we don't have a year month as a reference. For year month, if you want to know the current month, you have to give 0. But here, your starting month, this we are only using the sequence number, so you have to use the starting as 1. Sorry, you have to use the date. I'm sorry. So if you want to get the sequence of dates, you put the quotation marks and write 0 2 if you want to know the 0 1 and 0 2 and 20 26, close up punctuation marks, and then so that is your starting date, and then you want to increase by stepwise, that is by 1, by 1 fold, so increasing one at a time. So we want the 28 rows, 1 column, starting date is this, and you're going to increase day by day. So we will, instead of typing the entire month of February dates manually, when you want to do some data entry, you can use the sequence formula. And now, once everything is written, now just press enter. So we have got the dates here, but it's a bit um, confusing because we're getting the value in date. Uh, we're getting the date and date value part. This can be a little confusing for us. So we'll make what exactly the state value part is. I'll explain you in the later videos. But let me convert this date value part. Okay, let's select it here and then. Okay, sorry. Um, Now let me select this and go to short date. So I have the format has been changed. Now I'll just pull the left mouse button. Okay, sorry. So you can change the you can change it into short date and just uh, drag the left mouse button. So the entire format will be changing into the date format from the date value part. And this is how you get the entire, you can enter the date of complete date of months if you're doing any data entry uh, work. So this is how we work with Eomonth and in combination with today and some sequence formulas. And if there, please go through the video once again to understand it much better. And also if you're able to do the formulas side by side while you're watching the video, the it'll be much more useful and it'll help you in becoming more confident. So, and after that, if you have any doubts in these, please put it in the comment section. I'll get back to you if you need more clarifications. Thanks for watching. I